Okay, today I will be presenting you with an overview of demographic and CRCT data collected for Arcado Elementary School for the school years of 2011 to 2014. The purpose of this overview is to compare student demographic and CRC data for the purpose of recognizing trends and gaps in achievement in the data. Arcado Elementary School opened its doors to learning in August 1981. 30 years later, our school continues to work towards its mission to provide an environment where each student can reach their full academic potential. Currently, Arcado Elementary School is home to over 1,170 students. Our student enrollment continues to grow as Arcado is the school of choice for new families moving to the Lilburn area. We also have parents who attended Arcado when they were in elementary school that have moved back to the area specifically for their own children to attend Arcado. Student demographics. As you can see, Arcado is a very large elementary school, housing over 1,200 students in the 2013-2014 school year. Enrollment in the school has seen a slight increase over each year assessed. The following slide is an overview of the number of students by grade level. Numbers are pretty consistent, with most grade levels seeing an increase in numbers over the past 3 years. Enrollment by race at Arcado has also remained consistent over the past 3 years, with Asians representing the largest population in the school, and blacks, whites, Hispanics being represented by similar percentages, while multiracial groups represent the smallest group of students by race at the school. Their numbers have been on the rise over the past 3 years. If we look at enrollment by other groups, we see that Arcado is represented by around 50% students who are considered free and reduced lunch, and about a third of the population is represented by ESOL. Currently, Arcado has only around 10% of the student population being represented by special education students. Looking at the student population represented by other enrollment programs, we see that the gifted population in the school has decreased over the past 3 years by around 7%, and the EIP population has increased by around 4%. The ESOL population has increased by 5% in the second year, but remained constant in the third. These numbers are shown on the graph. As you can see, we got a special ed pre-K program in 2012 with 100% enrollment. For students retained, I looked at the most current data. As you can see, there isn't much of a discrepancy between the number of students retained by gender, but you can see that over 50% of those students are black. As you can see by looking at the staff data, a large population of our staff have advanced degrees, with 40 of the 120, or 1/3, having a master's, almost 30 a specialist, and close to 10 with a doctoral degree, for a total of around 80 of 120 teachers having advanced degrees. You can also see by the next graph that most of our teachers have 6 or more years teaching experience. Now we will get into our CRCT results for the past 3 years. As you can see, Arcado's performance in all subject areas over the past 3 years, with the purple bar representing the area of exceeds. With just a quick glance at the graph, you can see that we have exceeded in all areas each year. However, further analysis will need to be done to look for subgroups within these areas of students who are not meeting or exceeding the standard. On this slide, we will look at Arcado's performance in math as compared to that of the state and district. As you can see, Arcado performed slightly higher than our district in the past 3 years. You can also see by looking at the graph that Arcado outperformed the state levels of meeting or exceeding the standard each year by a minimum of 7%. Here we can see the same comparison for the content area of reading. As you can see, Arcado outperformed the district each year by a margin of about 1% and outperformed the state each year by a minimum of 3%. As you can see by the previous 2 slides, based off of the Arcado CRCT results for the 2011 to 2014 school years, Arcado meets or exceeds in all areas during each school year, including the promotion required areas of reading and math. This slide focuses on an area of strength for Arcado. This is a graph of fifth grade math scores this is a graph of fifth grade math scores. As you can see, fifth grade students exceeded the standard by more than 60%, with less than 5% of the population not meeting the standard in each of these years. We will see next year if this trend continues when we get our 2014-2015 results back from the milestones. As you can see by the data provided, fifth grade math students have exceeded in the math section of the CRCT over the past 3 years, with more students exceeding in this area than those that met or did not meet combined. This slide will focus on an area of growth for the school. As I stated earlier, we would need to look deeper into subgroups within the grade level to look for an achievement gap between the students. And as you can see here, one was found in third grade math, with Hispanic students representing a larger number of students to not meet the standard each year of the 3 years. We will obviously look more deeply into an action plan for addressing this weakness, but below I have listed some strategies for addressing this weakness. Many of these are already being put into practice in your classrooms today. I'll give you a moment just to look over these. In conclusion, Arcado's race and ethnicity groups have stayed pretty consistent, with a slight increase in the Hispanic and African American populations over the past 3 years. Arcado has consistently met or exceeded the standards on all subject areas of the CRCT, doing exceedingly well in the area of fifth grade math. There is room for improvement in the subgroup of Hispanic students in third grade math, and strategies for improvement in this area have been addressed in this presentation and will be addressed further in weeks to come.